Daniel Turner joins us right now, the Power of the Future founder and CEO. Daniel, always good to have you. You know, Daniel, I had a chance to catch up to California Congressman John Garamendi on this issue about energy and whether the administration compounded the problem by going after fossil fuels. This is from this conversation yesterday with the Democratic California Congressman. Take a look at this. If you knew that was coming, why would you curb Keystone or anything else? It just seemed like, in retrospect, something stupid. What do you think?
The Keystone issue preceded this administration, but that's just a small piece of it. What we really need to do here
actually, it didn't, right?
I mean,
he shut it. He was the president who shut it down, right?
Yes, the issue preceded him.
No, it didn't. I'm not saying that, whether that's his fault or not, but he was the one who did it. It wasn't Donald Trump.
There's a combination of issues that are at play here. Certainly the demand suddenly peaking up, the inventory way down, and there are those, you mentioned two pipelines. Those are all parts of the puzzle. But, Neil, we've got to recognize we're moving away. We have no choice but to move away from a petroleum-based energy system.
Daniel, no one cares what my opinion is. We're a news-based show. But it's fact that this administration shut down Keystone. This administration did an about-face on oil production in this country and shale and all the 9 yards. Now, you could be an environmentalist and praise that and all, but and all of this came, in favor of other so-called cleaner, energy sources. But we essentially shut that down. And you can peg the energy price run-up that we saw to that development in January of this year, and it's been prices going north ever since. I think it's fairly indisputable.
Yeah, I watched that in real time, Neil. I was actually on a plane, so I was probably somewhere over Pittsburgh, and I was able to get live TV. I was watching your show, and I so wanted to tweet this because I was so happy that you stood up for the energy industry and pushed back this nonsense that Keystone preceded this administration, and that you held him firm on this point. What is happening in the energy industry is a direct consequence of multiple decisions, Keystone being one, but in decisions made by the Department of Interior, decisions made by the EPA, as well as the White House, that have either stifled production or they have scared off investors. And political rhetoric, political action has consequences. Sometimes those consequences take 4, 5, or 6 months to be felt, but we are feeling them now. And to blame these outside forces, for Jennifer Granholm, the Secretary of Energy, to blame OPEC, for other people to blame as if we're all just helpless little victims here, when this is the exact consequence of their actions. What we are feeling is their fault.
It's another thing, too, Daniel. I mean, I'm all in on trying all types of energy, but not one at the expense of the other. And when you block off or limit or encourage limiting traditional oil production in this country, it is no surprise that down the road you are holding a tin cup out to OPEC and OPEC plus countries for them to do the work and the production that you wouldn't.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about increasing price of a lot of consumer goods, and we experience that, right? Food prices are going up, heating and oil prices are going up. But you know what also is becoming more expensive? Green energy. And green energy is becoming expensive because they are made from fossil fuels. Coal is required to make solar panels and wind turbines. Steel is required, and that requires an awful lot of coal, right? Oil and gas are needed. So green energy is becoming super expensive because fossil fuels are expensive. This is having a ripple effect across our entire economy, and this administration either chooses to be ignorant or, what I believe, is pushing a political agenda, and they don't care that the American people are suffering as a result.
As we know, and I always try to tell people like this, oil and energy prices, a lot of prices are determined in these markets, these futures trading markets. And I just wonder if traders got wind of the administration going back to allowing more oil production in this country, I dare say prices would start going the other way. What do you think?
Absolutely. The free market is a miraculous thing, right? This administration has punished or has prohibited really further drilling on federal lands, has prohibited fracking. How much drilling is necessary on federal lands? I don't know. You don't know. The government doesn't know. The free market knows. But the government has decided that they know the answer. So prices are reflecting this, right? When the government is heavy-handed and it doesn't allow the free market to engage, it is felt in the economy. If I agree with you, if the administration just allowed the free market to operate, of course prices will come down. Investment would return, jobs would return. But this administration, just like the Obama administration, thinks they know best, and their heavy hand is going to stifle or crush the American economy.
It's something to watch. Daniel Turner, About the Future, founder and CEO. Good seeing you again, Dan. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, Neil.